a reality that is becoming more and more clear every day. Even if this virus finishes, let's say by May, I mean, you can already see the Olympics. The Olympics is a pretty good sign of whether or not there's going to be a peak season because they've already put a few $1 billion into the Olympics. So if the Olympics isn't going to happen, then you can kind of guess peak season probably till August isn't going to happen. If they don't think that enough people will actually attend, then that's like the #1 world event for this year. I don't think anybody will be coming to Bali either. So here's what I'm looking at right now. I'm thinking we gotta not just plan for, let's say, the end of the virus. You gotta plan for what's the end of this situation caused by the virus, which is the recession, and how long will that last? I mean, that I think is the calculation you gotta put in your head right now when you plan out prices too. The other thing that we are looking at that's relatively new that we didn't count on before is that people are closing down shops, right? We've seen a few cases in Squad 2 already for this, right, Chandra?
Yes, in Squad 2, there's some owner that don't want to take any bookings anymore, sir. It's not because some of them, it's not because they don't want to, but the banjar asked them to not open an operations.
There you go. All right. So we're getting constriction on both sides right now. And also, Alvin, I saw in Squad 1, I think Bing and Ombak is also closing, right? Okay. All right. So we're getting constriction on all sides now. Not just our sort of demand is constricting, our supply is also constricting at the same time. So this somewhat is a little bit better. This, I guess, if the supply diminishes, then supposedly. But unfortunately, I believe most of the supply is actually good supply, right, Chandra? It's not the stuff that doesn't sell. It's the stuff that sells actually pretty well. And if I'm not mistaken, Alvin, Big and Ombak was doing okay at least, right? It was still beachfront property and stuff that sells. So we're seeing kind of like a new constraint too. We're seeing our best supply also diminish, and also we're seeing long-term pressure on our demand. Now, the question is, when will things get back to normal, I guess, right? So we don't know. And then if we don't know when things will get back to normal, then you got to make a decision on your pricing. You got to make a decision whether it's safer to keep a lower pricing and just keep that sort of as flat as possible for as long as possible until proven otherwise, or is it safer to keep the prices up? And if you ask me right now, Tendi, how many bookings have we seen into the future right now in the past week?
For future booking?
Yeah, like next month.
Next month, I think not to more than 100. So.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at that. Here. So, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
All right, we are getting almost no bookings into the future, right?
Yeah.
You can see that blue part right now, Tendi, is super, super thin. So starting from March 1st, there were still some bookings into the future, but looking forward right now, we're not getting that much demand poking into the future. Also, what we're seeing is that most people here are canceling their future bookings. So you can kind of assume right now, safely, that there is generally, there's no demand for anything in the future. And until I think that there is a proof of market, that there is proof that people still want to come in April, June, and you can see our April revenue too. Let me kind of bring that into focus. So we started in April with like 100,000. This is what we're starting April with now, 37,000. All right. Thankfully, in May, people, I guess, who still are pretty robust, have kept their reservations still, and June and July are still there. But all these different tracks are shrinking; they're melting away each day. So currently, we're facing a situation where I think we have no proof of any demand in any of the months up ahead right now, because you can see people last night. And with more and more travel restrictions coming in and a weaker economy, we're getting pushed on both sides. The supply is kind of shrinking and our demand is shrinking. So therefore, I think it's advisable, if you ask me, to just keep a low price all throughout to the rest of the year. Now, let's say what's the drawback to that? If you kept a low price to the rest of the year, then maybe you accidentally sell some peak season dates for cheap. That could be the case. But I would think, hey, at least you got something out of it right now. Whereas the other case, if you got nothing out of it, is far, far worse. I think, Chandra, if I'm not mistaken, this supply shutdown will affect more and more properties, right?
Mhm.
This is just the first round. Pretty soon it might be everything.
Yes.
So I think we have to start really believing that things are going to get worse, a lot worse, and now worse in ways that we can't even imagine before. I didn't think that the supply would shut down. I thought people would be like, "Yo, let's still stay open for business." But it seems like we're getting pinched on both sides now. So, yeah. Any further discussion on that?
I agree with you, sir, to put a flat price at low flat price until the end of the year. Because in my opinion is that even if we end the pandemic soon, like as an example, May gonna be our peak and then April gonna recover, I think there would be some shift on people perspective on security and also people perspective on travel and lifestyle as well. So it could affect in the long term because maybe they are being trauma because of this pandemic as well.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, the first thing I'm going to do after lockdown is book a plane ticket and travel to Bali. I don't know, right? I don't know if that would be like the first thing. Maybe I'll get back to work and cover all the stuff that I've been missing. So, okay, all right, let's go to Tendy. What's your thoughts? Tendy, over to you.
For me, yes, I pretty much agree as well, sir. Cause, yeah, I think that's right. The people need recover as well for this pandemic. Like, so not this pandemic not gonna be like after the maybe like after the government announced that okay we are free of the virus, and then all the people just okay we are go out for traveling, but actually the people will think twice for travel and then for doing the work normally again. So maybe they will it's need time for that.
And you know what? I was just thinking this, Timmy. We might be even able to collect some data. We might be able to go and ask guests, hey, are you thinking about traveling to Bali anytime soon again, right? Or how do people feel around you about traveling again after this whole pandemic is over? I think it would be good to actually get some qualitative data from that and see what do people actually think. I've just asked a few people, my friends back in the US, and it's kind of weird. Traveling right now, you would get shamed. People would look down on you if you went to travel right now. They would think that you're being irresponsible and bringing like diseases back home. So I don't know how long that attitude will go on for, and I don't know how effective that might be, right, as well. But it is a time right now where, let's say as revenue managers, you have to think about the value of your product, right? So the people who booked, let's say, a month ago, the value was good because everything was all chipper. Everybody was doing well, lots of money, economy's growing, things are looking good. But I mean, if you look at like where the economy is now, we're like back 2 years now in terms of all the growth that's been done. Here, I'll just show you kind of a few things I'm looking at. So do you guys ever check out the stock market? Anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, just fun, right? Here, let me show you what's happening in the stock market right now. So this one's a pretty interesting thing. So a stock market is a leading indicator. It shows basically what generally investors are willing to believe companies how they'll do. And so you can see it as an aggregate. If in general people believe that a stock market is going to do better, then they'll invest more and companies will do better. All right, so this is the American stock market. and it's gone from about up here, right, in February around 30,000. Now it's down to 19,000. So that's, let's say, 19 over 30. That's almost a 37% loss in every company's value over just a few weeks, which is really shocking. And if you notice, it's not getting any better. Every day it's sort of going down and down and down again, right? You can take a look at global stock markets. Okay, let's see if we can find. Okay, so pretty much across every stock market you can see, except Japan for some reason, everything is going down. Singapore down 13% in just a day. United States down 3.7, and these are once again leading indicators of how people will feel. And, okay, all right. So in terms of how this affects our discount strategy, I think just as, let's say, a next round, think about rolling out a year-long discount, probably with peak season rates back in December, right, for Christmas, in case things do get better. I don't know if they will, but let's just say short of maybe December 20th, at this point, everything should be probably low season rate. Okay. All right, so that's my suggestion, and just a little bit of data that I wanted to share and some leading indicators that might help shape just the consciousness of what a traveler is going through at this moment. Okay, discount strategy. Let's talk about the Russians. Okay, Vinny, how are we doing in terms of the translation rollout?
Pardon me, sir?
The translation rollout for Russian translation. How
Oh, yeah.
far have we gotten on that?
We can look at the paper, actually,
Okay.
because I
All right.
already communicated with the content team to check that out.
Okay. All right. Let's take a look.
So far, also we also discussed this in the all hands this morning, but Russian guests are still going strong.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. So the Russians still seem to be booking. Okay. All right. Does anybody know anything going on with the Russians? Have anybody on air support or what a host ever talked to the Russian guests, see what they're up to? Okay. So we don't really know why they still come, right?
There's no restriction for Russia. So
There's no what?
that's not really a restriction from Russia. So basically, they can still go out, I believe. And last guess that actually I host. I thought everyone previously. Basically, they also have a plan to go to another country, but because they actually already there's a travel ban, they cannot go there. So they just stay in Indonesia longer.
Interesting. Wow. Okay, so they're sort of like.
That's one sample. So
Okay.
if we really want to lecture on it, we need also another sample for that.
Okay, all right, but that makes sense, Alvin. That kind of explains what we've been seeing, which is why are they why are they all stuck here? Okay, all right. Chandra, have you seen anything like that in Squad 2?
Not really, sir.
Okay, all right, got it. Okay, let's see. All right, so let's see. Uluwatu Village House is now offline, right? So there's no point in translating this. Just confirming, right? Okay, got it. Pondok Lulik. Chandra, real quick. Chandra and Tendi, do we get a lot of Russian guests at Pondok Lulik?
No, sir.
No, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
all right.
more American. And then
Okay, got it. Okay, so that's lower on the priority list. Okay, Chandra. Okay, I guess with this, guys, you can just continue. Vidi, just continue with the translation. If the content doesn't have anything else more urgent, then let's just continue with the translation there. That stuff is good even after the crisis, so it's a pretty good initiative. Okay, let's take a look. Discount strategy D2. Let's take a look. Alvin, have we seen longer bookings happen so far from the discount strategy?
Inquiry, yes. Converted, not.
Yep.
Okay.
I agree, sir.
I see on Amazon, sir.
Okay. All right. Let's go. We got three people. All right. Let's go to Alvin first. Inquiry but not converted. Why do you think that they're
Yeah.
not converted?
They want a lower price, even after the discount itself.
Yep.
Okay.
So
All right.
they're
Yeah.
already
Okay.
optimistic.
So basically, everyone who would like to, every inquiry that I got for long term is usually because they could not go back to their country, so they need to stretch their budget.
Okay. Here on that one, I think what we can do, guys, is this: ask them what the best offer is, and then just take it. Right? Ask them what their best offer, and then if it's what the owner can agree to, then I would just make a special offer and take it. Right now, there's a whole new level of low for what a property should be worth. I'm thinking right now, also, I'm thinking about this. How many of our properties will be able to continue paying their staff, right? And electricity and all this other stuff, keeping the pool running. So if that starts, if we have that start happening, where people can't pay for staff, they can't clean the property, it starts going into shit, then it's going to get kind of even worse, right? So I'm trying to think of like, all right, if somebody's willing to pay money right now to stay somewhere, let's just hear them out. Because if they don't come back to you, it means they probably found a better offer somewhere else. Am I correct? Right? Tendi, what do you think about that idea?
Yes, sir. When I night shift 2 or 3 days ago, I found one person they make in all of our almost all our property in Uluwatu and Bingin. The name is
Okay.
David. I'm if not wrong. He make his budget is around $100 for around 2 weeks.
Okay.
2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then he make an affiliate. I answer all, but the next day they not answering anything. Maybe they also asking the another host or something. So
Maybe.
it's our broadcast the message.
Okay. All right. Let's do this, guys. If you do get an inquiry, ask what the best offer is. That guy already had an offer, $100 for 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
I think we need to start listening to what people are willing to pay, because that's the real market price now. If we're not selling anything, then whatever we have in our minds, that can't be the real market price because it's not liquid. But whatever people are still willing to pay, that has to be the real price at this point. Okay. Alvin, have you heard any offers like that before?
But once again, to be honest, personally, I don't really agree that every price that actually gets offered is basically the market price itself. Because once again, we also need to double check again, right? It's not about just market, but sometimes this itself just asking ridiculous discount or something like that. So if it's actually still for me still manageable in terms of sense, me personally, of course I'm gonna take it. But if actually someone just want to book rumah pertama with the price of 400,000 rupiah per night, I'm gonna, of course, just say forget it. So I think we also need to be rational in this case. It's okay for us to actually take a discount, but as long as it's still a rational price, I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
Sorry.
I couldn't quite hear what Alvin said there. It was a bit crackly. On being rational. Okay. All right. Lewis, what do you think about this case? Like, should we take whatever offers we can get, or should we set like a new minimum, or what can we do?
Basically, what I thought is because the property is not our property, so if the guests are proposing how much budget they have, then we still have to communicate to owner because uh, maybe today is a crisis, but we still need to keep our relationship with the owner. So if the owner can take it, then we are confidently offering the price for the guests.
I agree. Okay. That's like a interesting idea. Let's go to Tendy. Tendy, what's your thoughts?
Yes, I agree, sir. From me, for the property that I handle on the revenue management, as long as the guest not asking the discount under than 50%, maybe I will still consider to take it. But if the guest asking like a more than like a maybe 70% discount, I think I'm not gonna take it because I also thinking about the operational things. So for what if we have guests but the operational is like a more than the cost of the property. For example, like a Brisbane Village, the price is 200,000. And then the guest asking like just like 100,000 per night. Then the operational is 100,000 as well. So that's same like the owner didn't get nothing, right? So but if the guest still asking like 150, maybe I will still take it.
We need to actually kind of ask ourselves also, Kenny, what is the cost of having guests there versus the is what does it look like for okay, let's take a look real quick, yeah, at what the April revenue is. The April revenue for our company is about 37,000, right? So you take 37,000 and shrinking every day, by the way. So it's kind of, let's just say at best it will be 37,000. And we divide that across 182 properties, right? 37,000 divided by 182 properties. So on average, right now, attending each property will make about $200. Will that be enough, do you think, to pay for anybody's salary on any property?
No.
Right. Because look, I mean, most properties have at least what, 2, 3 staff, maybe around somewhere between 3, let's say 2 to 4 million, right?
Yeah.
So you can go confidently tell any owner right now, if they don't make any revenue right now, they for sure will start losing money.
Yeah.
If you want to retain their teams, if they don't, then that's a different thing. But
Yes, sir.
yeah, so we are kind of already looking at a situation where everybody's losing money. Anyway, there's no going to be any way out of it. So the question is it enough to at least cover, let's say, the fixed cost every month? I'd imagine that any property probably has at least 5 to 6 million of fixed costs every month. That's just being empty. So if we don't clear that much for them, they're already kind of like in the negative. So I think at this point, if you do get an opportunity to sell, definitely just pass it by the owner. In fact, if you get an opportunity like to sell, maybe pass it by a few owners and say, would you take that right now? And let them decide. Okay, Tenny.
Yes, sir. Actually, I just thinking like we can do the another way for take that booking. For example, like the guest like asking like a 50% discount, right? And then if we still use the normal service, it gonna will take the same cost for the owner
Yeah.
for the operational. But what we can do is we can offer the guest like a such of less service, but you can get this room. For example, like okay, you if you want to stay 1 month, you will get like a 40 or 30% discount. But we all only do the cleaning like 2 times a week, or change it like 1 time or 2 times. If you
Yes.
want to another service, you have to pay 50,000 per service. Or also we can remove if there is like a free water in the room, we can remove it or something. So we can figure out the way to make the service less, but we still get the guests stay, and but we still just need the communication.
Okay,
What do you
very
think?
good. I think that's great. B, you hear that?
Yeah, exactly the same. Yeah.
Okay, so see, that's actually part of Vidi's initiative right now. So we need to be able to find where the new deal is, Tendi. We need to be able to find what are people, going to go into, and what are they comfortable with, and then we can structure new types of deals for people who are considering the thing. Now, the good thing is that we did figure out certain people are very interested in long stays. That was the good news, right? We can also probably guess from all three, Alvin, Chandra, and Tendies, that they were able to find a better deal, right? if they didn't book with us, it's probably because somebody else gave them what they wanted. That's why they were happy with that. So I think this is a part of repositioning right now. We're not positioning at any point right now to actually profit. We're just trying to keep everybody above their costs right now. And at $200 per property, nobody is going to basically be above cost in the short term. So let's think about that. Tendi, Alvin, and Chandra, how do we set up a group such that Vidi can actually start getting these information of these new deals? So what I'm asking is this, right? If we find out that there's a specific type of deal, just like Tenny said, right? We remove the water, we clean the room only twice a week or once a week or whatever it might be. How do we get that information out to Vidi? Because then I would like to apply that kind of deal across, let's say, a large group of properties.
Maybe just need to join in the squad group, sir. So VD can asking in the group.
Okay. All
so
right.
the host can confirm to the owner.
Okay, let's do this.
Sure, yeah.
Go ahead, Vidi.
Oh, sorry, sir. The interns have been trying to collect this data. It's called amenities. They've been doing it for, I think, almost 2 months for the completion of the dial flow stuff, because amenities like a hot water and whatever properties there is. But I think the collection rate is really slow right now.
Oh, yeah?
Because they have a form, I think, a form to like collect it in our database. We have those kind of columns, but it's practically empty.
I see. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I've brought this up, I think, last month in the RM meeting, RM Guild also, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I brought this up.
Okay. All right. Let's do this. So the way I see it, we need to get a pattern of pre-approvals established. Like Lily said, I think the owners need to know what kind of deals that we want to create for them. But ideally, we should get a pre-approval for these type of deals so that we don't have to check with them like during night shift or whatnot, whether or not they'll take the deal. So let's see. I think the big thing is this. We need to come up with a proposal, Tendi, such that the thing that you were going for, right? Like a reduced services, fair cost, like, flat thing. And then once we get a model for that, I think we could approach different owners again and ask them, hey, would you take this kind of deal? And then just, it's the same thing. It's like discount D2.2, right? So essentially we do the weekly discount, but now we do a deeper discount, but with less services than before. Tenny, how feasible is that? How many owners do you think would go for that idea?
I think on my revenue management on my property, it's, I can say like 90% owner will go ahead.
Oh yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Then let's roll out a new initiative then. Hey, Vidi, I think this falls on your is it a discount strategy or is it kind of a new product strategy? Sort of both, right? Okay. Vidi, here's what I have in mind. Can you work with Tenny to write out like a new initiative on the revenue focus? So what I imagine this to be is, let's see, this is, okay, so this will be, wait, yes, did I share my screen? Sorry, wait, let me share my screen. Okay, so this is good. We did find out some D2. All right. So this, I guess, will be initiative D2.2, right? You can try this out starting from, maybe, let's say March 24th by tomorrow. Yeah? The intended outcome is to get longer term bookings for, I guess it's mostly guest houses, right? Guest houses for guests who are stuck, who they're unable to travel onwards. So the hypothesis is if you reduce the price, this will help them get bookings for this segment of Traveler. So I guess what we need to do in this one is we need to kind of create a package. So like, let's say a weekly price, maybe not a discount anymore, but just let's say, what did that guy want? That guy wanted $100 for 2 weeks. Tendi, was that correct? The guy wanted $100 for 2 weeks?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Let's say we have that then. Let's say, and he still didn't book it, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, weekly price of somewhere around maybe $50 a week or less. And this is like no cleaning or just cleaning once a week.
Yeah, the cleaning have to, sir, because the owner have to still keep the clean in the room.
Ah, right. Yeah, they don't want it turning into a mess house. Okay. Twice cleaning a week. Okay. Here, what I'd like to do is this. Let's go with this. Mindy, can you talk with the owners and try to figure out what essentially should be in the package, what they can start taking away and shipping away, right? Whatever they can strip away, then strip it. And then, Vidi, this will be your initiative. So once Tendy's got that done, please work with the community to see who will absorb it. And then once again, start rolling it out to different properties and seeing which one works. Chandra, which properties did you get, let's say, inquired about this in Canggu for these long-term bookings?
I got it in Amazon, and then Rumah Kutu in Ubud, and maybe Kencana as well.
Okay, what do these properties have in common, Chandra?
High internet connections for Amazon and Kencana. Kencana and Amazon have like a simple basic rooms.
Okay.
And not really a lot of rooms, only 7 until 8 rooms only. So I kindly found something that now guests would prefer to stay in room with less guests. So they're asking like how many people that could stay there, because maybe they're afraid of the spreading of this virus as well.
All right. So properties that essentially have had less people stay in them are more popular.
Yep.
Okay. The good news is every property will be that property pretty soon. So there's sort of all the rooms are undergoing self-quarantine in April because there's not going to be anybody there. All right. Okay. Thank you then. Okay. Lilith, thank you very much for leading the discussion. I think we've already got overtime. So that's pretty much done. And yes, Chandra.
I'm just curious, sir. I just like having this in mind. Is it possible for us maybe to decrease the portion of commission so we could be more flexible on pricing?
That could work actually. All right. So a decrease in commissions. If it's hard to administer though, because then we have to actually wait, maybe that would work actually. Chandra, that's a pretty good idea. Here, Chandra, can you write it on this paper here?
Sure.
On the revenue management focus?
Mm-hmm. Sure, sir.
Okay. Let me put this out. Wait. Okay. Here. There we go. We have 197 bookings. Wait, is that it? We only have 197 bookings for next month?
Next month, yes, but the month after we have more, I think.
Oh, fuck.
Or not 97.
Oh, shit. Wow. Normally we have, normally we have, I don't know, we must have like thousands of bookings.
1,000 usually for next month.
Wow. Okay. That's looking pretty tough. Okay. All right, guys. This is pretty much it. So thank you very much for coming in. And let's see. All right. We'll do this again tomorrow. By the way, I don't know if I was sick. The only place to get Tenny, thank you for sending me that link. Yeah, that was pretty helpful. Maybe we should get something like that for ourselves, like a WhatsApp for Bukit Vista. That would be great.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, the only place to get tested is Sangla in Bali.
Yeah.
So I might roll over there later. Today was kind of raining, so I didn't really feel like getting wet to get out there. But so far, I don't know. I feel okay. I just had a fever, but yeah. Okay. Anyhow,
Yeah.
okay.
Sure.
See you guys.
See you,
Uh,
sir.
yeah, maybe for the conclusion, could we make a summary in every after this guild, so we know the conclusion, like the result of the guild.
Okay.
So
So
what
here's
do people do?
okay. So here's what we have so far attending. So each initiative that we've rolled out is actually put on the table. So far we've rolled out quite a lot of initiatives.
Yeah.
There was one here to reduce cancellations, another initiative. So each initiative has essentially a what do you call a paper associated with that, and each initiative attendee also has an owner. So currently, right now, what we have, if you can see my screen, initiatives to reduce cancellations. These are handled by Liz and Alvin. Initiatives to actually find new product market fit, which is the one that you suggested. This is handled by V and supported by Gani. Initiatives to improve inquiry optimization, which is what we had just talked about today. Actually, it's an inquiry optimization. How do we get more inquiries to convert? This is also project champion by Vidi. To also secure long-term reservations, like what I talked about today, this is initiative D, and this is generally given through discounting. This is my initiative. And then initiative E is your initiative to grow the number of new properties. And initiative F is to update projections. Right now, initiative F is a little bit lower priority because we need to move fast in order to see effect of our work. We can't do projections and move quickly at the same time. So in terms of what we just covered today, I'll create a new initiative, I think, for D3, maybe, for a new discount on, D3 is already there. But I think I'm going to push, actually, this, Tendi. I'm going to essentially push D1 to D12. So what this initiative is we can start it tomorrow, but essentially the intended outcome is to get more bookings for future dates. And the hypothesis is that fewer people are going to book in so-called peak season. And we're going to push low season rates through December 20th. So essentially, we're going to flatten out and assume that there's not going to be a peak in August and July and whatever are the traditional peak season dates. We're going to assume that it's going to be low season. The easy way to correct this attending, which is really good, is if you start seeing a lot of future bookings on the booking page, then we can scale the initiative back. We can go back and say, oh, wait, like maybe we underpriced our peak season dates. But the current initiative is a good initiative because now we have the longest runway to sell the peak season dates. If it comes down to June and we make the pricing change, then we have a shorter runway. So since we still have like, I guess a 5-month runway, 3 to 5 month runway to our peak season, that gives us at least the maximum number of time to still be able to sell those peak season dates. If we do accidentally sell them for too cheap, we can always fix that, and that will be really easy to see because we'll see more blue on the booking page thread. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, all right, that's pretty much it. Okay, let's go ahead and dismiss it for now, and then we'll see everybody back on tomorrow, 4 o'clock, yeah? I'll come back here to read again. In the meantime, this is a pretty good assumption. Just assume everybody has coronavirus, I think, at this point. That's probably the best way to engage from now on. Keep your social distancing. Try to do this as much as possible. And yeah, don't get sick. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you,
Stay healthy,
everyone.
everyone.
All right. See you guys. Thank you, Lilis. Please upload the video when you get a chance. Yeah.
Stay healthy. Bye-bye.
Okay. Stay healthy, everyone. Stay healthy.